Well, hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, we're making some dominoes. Well, when you say dominoes, a lot of people think about those elaborate setups where you push one and they all kind of fall over to create extensive patterns. And while that is fun and all, that is not what dominoes are. Dominoes are an actual game, and it's a game that's been around for quite some time. It's not a difficult project to make, but I want to do something a little different with this set. So let's head over to the bench and I'm going to show you what I've got in mind for this one. Well, this project starts off over at the table saw with our thin strip ripping jig, cutting some thin strips of maple and walnut. Now the maple strips that we're cutting here, these are 1/16 of an inch thick, and we need 4 of them. They're 2 inches wide, they're 40 inches long. The walnut strips that we've cut, we have 2 of them, and these are 2 inches wide. They're a little longer than 40 inches, but I'm going to cut them down to match our maple, and we cut these to be 1/8 of an inch thick. So once I get the walnut strips cut down to the same length as the maple ones, we need to do a glue up. So this glue up is not difficult, but it can be cumbersome. So what we want to do essentially is we're going to sandwich our pieces of walnut in between pieces of maple. So we're going to apply our glue to the walnut pieces, and then we will align them so that we have this sort of a thing with maple, walnut, maple. And we will do that to all of our strips, and we should end up with 2 sandwiches. Once you get that done, just clamp this together and let it dry up. There's nothing more that we can do with it. We have to wait for this to dry at this point. So while we're waiting for our glue up to dry, we can move on to the next step. Now I have a piece of scrap acrylic here, clear acrylic. I have cut it to be 1 inch wide and 2 inches long. This is actually 5/64 of an inch thick, but the thickness doesn't really matter at this point in time. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take a little bit of masking tape, and we're just going to place it over top of our acrylic, rub it down really, really well, and then we're going to trim all the excess off around the outside of it. All right, just like that. Now we're going to do a little bit of layout onto this piece right here. So let me show you what you want to do. Well, the first thing we're going to do is divide this into 1/4 inch sections all the way across. Something like that. And then we're going to measure in 7/32 in from each end and draw a line across, just like this. And then we're going to place 2 more lines spaced 1/4 of an inch away from that line at 7/32, and then 1/2 an inch from that line at 7/32. And you end up with something that looks like this. From here, guys, we're going to take this over to the drill press, and we're going to drill some holes. In my case, they will be 5/64 of an inch in diameter, and we're going to drill them at these points right here. Guys, be as accurate as you possibly can at this point in time. And as long as you're careful and you're accurate with your drilling, this is what you end up with. Now guys, this is our marking template for punching our center holes for our holes in all of our dominoes or all of our markings. So we can take this masking tape off. All right, and there we go. There is our template, and we can just put this aside. Now there is not much that we can do at this point until our glue up is dry. So I guess I'll see you when that's done. It's been a week. The glue ups are dry. Now, when I first glued this together, I noticed that there was sapwood on the walnuts. So I've placed a mark on the edge of the board that has the most heartwood, which will be the darkest part of the walnut, and that's what I want for our project. So I now need to clean up one edge and straighten it out. I could run this through the jointer, guys, but it's a little small for my liking. So I'm just gonna, I haven't used some hand planes in a while. I'm just gonna use my hand plane and we're gonna clean it up and flatten one whole edge of this glue up. Okay, that didn't take long at all. We're gonna do the same thing to our other glue up, and then we're gonna head over to the table saw. You now want to rip each of your glue ups so that you end up with strips that are 1 inch wide. And once you get those, we're gonna square off one end and then cut them to lengths of 2 inches long. These will form your dominoes. So you now want to go through all of your pieces and pick the best ones and pick the best sides. Make sure that you know which one you want your numbers or your dots to be placed on. And then we're going to head over to the router table. Now I've got a 3/32 diameter bit installed, and I have my fence set so that it's going to strike pretty much exactly in the center. And what we're going to do, we're going to raise the bit so it's just a little higher than what the thickness of the maple is, and we're going to run through one pass on our dominoes. But just to make sure that we're perfectly centered, we're going to then reverse the piece and run it through once more, and that will ensure that our line, although it may be a slight bit thicker than 3/32 of an inch, it will ensure that it is exactly centered on our dominoes. Well, this is kind of now the tedium of the job. Each one of these grooves has to be sanded. So if you just take a piece of sandpaper, fold it twice, you get a good thickness to just get in here and pull it through the slot a few times and you're done. You get a really nice result there. This is 220 grit in case you're wondering. And all we're going to do once we get each one of those grooves sanded, using our sandpaper mounted to some 3/4 MDF, we're going to sand both of the flat surfaces on each one of our dominoes. And it doesn't take long to get some great results. So throw on some music, sit back and relax, and sand all of these. For each set of dominoes, you're going to need 28 tiles. So I have chosen 28 of the best looking tiles. I removed some that had certain blemishes in the maple. Nothing serious, but it could be enough that an opponent could see that and say, hey, that is such and such a tile. So it could mess up your game a little bit. So I have chosen 28 of the best ones I have here. And we now need to mark for the dots, or as they're called, the pips. Now guys, there is a sequence for each one of these, and on each tile it'll start off with no pip and then 1 and then nothing and 2, nothing 3, nothing 4, nothing 5, nothing 6. That is that set done. The next one will be 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5 1 6 and then 2 2 2 3 2 4, etc., all the way through until you get them all done. Now we need to mark them, and that is where our little acrylic template comes in play. So I have a little setup here with a straight edge and a square, and that will allow me to line our blocks up perfectly with our template, and we're going to start marking these for their, let's say, 0 1 set. So there we go. We'll just mark that center hole 0 1. And at this point now, you need to choose what size hole that you want to drill. For me, I chose a 5/32 diameter hole, and you just want to drill it right where you just marked, only as deep as to break into the walnut, to give you the dark walnut to show through the maple. Once we get that done, we're going to add a slight countersink to each one of our holes, and then on the corners of each one of our tiles, I'm going to take over to the table saw and I'm going to cut a 45-degree chamfer on each one of these tiles. And there is the 0, 1 tile done. Guys, I'm going to carry on and do all of the tiles, doing all of the marking, all of the drilling, the chamfers, the countersinks, and give them all just a light sanding, and I'll show you what you end up with when you're finished all of that. And after a light sanding and some considerable time, this is what you end up with. Now, guys, I would suggest making extras. These two here were not mistakes. They were testing for different size holes and depths of countersinks. This was actually done with a 3/16 diameter drill bit, and I really didn't like the results, so I scrapped these ones. This one here was an oops, with one of the holes of this first set of 6 pips being off to the one side. I wasn't happy with it and got rid of it. So have some extras to allow for mistakes. Okay, there's just one last thing to do here with a combination of maple and walnut. The contrast here is fantastic. And these look great. They all look absolutely amazing. I love the way they look. I love that walnut stripe along the side and the way that the pips and the dividing line really stand out. However, a finish is going to bring this out even more. So we're going to apply a little bit of Danish oil to each one of these. Well, when it comes to applying this Danish oil, I'm not even messing around. I'm not doing the brush thing. I'm not fooling around with that. I am just going to dip these. I've got a little small cup here, and we're just going to dip each one of our dominoes. We'll shake off the excess, and we'll just lay it on our butcher paper here just to, you know, let it drain a bit. Once we get it so that the majority of it, or what's going to, has soaked in, then we can wipe off the excess and let them fully dry. And once we get that done, guys, this is pretty much it for our project. And there you have it. Shop-made dominoes. What a great looking project. I really like this one. I like everything about it. I like the maple faces and the maple backing. I love the walnuts sandwiched in between the 2 thinner pieces of maple. I love the way that the walnut gives the contrast when we routed that center line and drilled all the pips into the dominoes themselves. And I love the fact that this is not just a project that sits on a shelf on display. It's something that you can sit down with, say, your children and play, or your grandchildren. The other great part about this project is that it lends itself to bring the young ones into the shop. And while the router table or the table saw work may not be in their wheelhouse, the drill press definitely is, as is the sanding. So I don't see any reason why you couldn't bring a child out to work on this with them. And let's say maybe for, oh, I don't know, a Father's Day gift, a birthday gift, a Mother's Day gift, a Christmas gift, what have you. Anyone who loves the game of dominoes would truly appreciate a game that's handmade like this. I promise you that. But the one thing that I was surprised about with this project, when I was deciding how to do it and the process that I wanted to do out in the shop, my mindset was, oh, it's going to go out in the afternoon, I'll do the glue up, and the next day I'll bang these off and I'll be good to go. It'll be a great little show. Away we go, we're done. No. 2 words describe this project that I did not expect, and that is time consuming. So time consuming, hours upon hours upon hours, sitting at the drill press, sitting at the bench, sanding, marking, laying it out. It was a crazy amount of time. I truly never expected that, and I don't know why I didn't expect it. That was an awful lot of holes to drill, an awful lot of shaping. But one thing I will say, that any methods that I showed you here today, if you're not comfortable with those, then don't do those. I know that the camera shows the cutting of the chamfers on the dominoes. It looks like my hands are super close to the blade, but that's not the way it is. At no point in time did I ever think I was taking a risk or that I was in any kind of danger. One of the rules I follow in my shop is that if it doesn't feel good, you don't do it, because that's your brain and that's your body telling you something that you don't already know. You haven't caught up and figured it out yet, but your brain and your body has figured it out and it's telling you don't do that because something bad is going to happen. And I never once had that with any of the processes here on today's show. But that doesn't mean that you're at that level of comfort. So if you're not at that level of comfort, there's many other ways that you can do the shaping of the actual domino tiles themselves. You can use a belt sander to put that chamfer on. If you don't want the chamfer, you can use a sander and just round them off, hand sand them, round it off. You can do any of that however you want to do. If you want your dots a little larger, make them a little larger. You don't have to follow the sizes that I did today. What if you want your actual dominoes to be larger? What if instead of 1x2, you want them 2x4? A great big domino to play with, let's say for seniors who might have problems with eyesight, that sort of thing. There's many ways that you can modify this project to make it your own. What if you're a CNC guy? I'm not, but what if you are? This project just screams CNC. I don't know how the whole process goes, but you put it into a computer, you tell it to go, and away it goes. You could have it cut it, you could have it put all the pips on, the dividing lines, the whole 9 yards. And all you would have to do is sand and finish. What a great way to make a gift for someone that you care about. Laminate some larger sheets of the walnut and maple together, and boom, Bob's your uncle. You got a great gift. Either way, guys, is a fun project. It definitely tests your patience, but one thing I will say is a lot of this is production work, and I say that that is repetitive motion, repetitive actions, such as drilling, cutting the chamfers, that sort of thing. Very, very repetitive stuff. And we have a habit or the ability very easily at this point to become complacent and not pay attention. So take breaks. If you feel that you're getting fatigued, that you're just going through the motions, that you're not enjoying it, you're not into it, take a break for an hour and go back to it. It'll be there when you get back there. But if you continue to push yourself in production work and lose your thought process or lose your concentration, your fingers may not be there the next time that you want to work on the project. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week. I hope you've enjoyed this one. This one was a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed this. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as what I do, but I enjoyed making these. And I'll be 100% honest, I don't know how to play dominoes. I haven't got a clue, but I want to learn and I want to teach my granddaughter, and then that'll give her and I another little game that we like to play. If you haven't already, if you found any part of today's show fun, interesting, likable, informative, whatever, why not like and subscribe to the channel? We have an incredible audience base here, and I'm hoping that you're going to consider becoming a part of that. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the project. I hope you're going to give this one a try for yourself. I hope you've been able to take something positive away from today's show. I hope that today's show has given you a couple of ideas of things that you can do in your shop. But more importantly, I hope you're going to join me again next week when I bring you yet another woodworking video.